What up, guys? Yeah, we got another beer review coming at you. Don't worry, this should be the last video, probably, that I do with this kind of setup. But anyways, the beer we're getting into is The Poet, quoth the Raven. It is an oatmeal stout from New Holland Brewery. It's only called The Poet. I don't know. Obviously, Edgar Allan Poe kind of influence on this beer. But, yeah, made in Holland, Michigan. It's one of the, I think, higher rated Michigan breweries, but I don't know what the distribution is, so I'll try to include that, excuse me, if there actually is distribution in the section below. If there isn't any distribution, I usually just don't include it. But anyways, I'm using somebody's can opener because they don't have a regular bottle opener. What? Let's get pouring. Oh, man. Done it. Going from Arizona to Michigan, you get that like change of weather, just like, you know, that like a head cold, and it's just like, ugh, curses. Anyways, ooh, that's got a nice heavy head. Wasn't paying attention to how I was pouring it, so I could have screwed that up a little bit. I'm gonna put it down before I just cough and spray it everywhere. But yeah, here's the label, and on the back says roasted, rich, creamy. So there you go. That's about it. It is 5.8% ABV. It is independently craft brewed, so nobody owns it. It's good. But yeah, solid head. I still got a little bit left to pour into it. I just was so excited to drink the beer. I just poured it too quickly, probably. Trying to think. I don't know. But, I don't know. Let's give it a review. Get into the smell. Ooh. Definitely it's got that kind of nutty oatmeal aroma to it. Kind of, I'm getting like an almond. And a hint of a coffee grind too. So yeah, kind of an almondy coffee grind aroma to it. With the oatmeal is almost more of a takes, you know, a back burner a little bit. It kind of it's the canvas and it's letting everything else kind of, you know, paint the picture. But it's there. It's always watching. There might be a bit of that maltiness, but that's probably a bit, you know, tied with the coffee grinds. Maybe a subtle kind of doughiness to it. That could also be the oatmeal, but there's a subtle kind of grain, wet grain kind of dough thing going on. But I think it smells pretty good. I'm very excited to get into this drinking wise. But yeah, there's enough different, you know, notes for aroma that kind of keep it interesting without just being kind of boring. You know, it's like, ugh, it's just coffee. Ugh, it's just oatmeal. There's a few things scattered around that makes it pretty interesting. I apologize if the camera's it's on the computer and I keep banging the table. So I'm going to try not to do that. But anyways, yes, I'm gonna thumbs up on the taste or on the aroma. Let's get into the taste. Well, that was all cream, or all head right there. That's what she said. There's definitely a bit of maltiness to it. It's kind of like a deep raisiny cherryness, maybe. Not sweetened cherry. A very, very kind of bitter, almost like it was picked too soon. Would that make it tart? I don't know. Not sweet cherry, very bitter, kind of, yeah, raisiny. Not picking up as much of that, of the coffee. There's a dab, very small. I feel like you're still gonna have almost like a coffee breath after you're done with this, but the coffee is not a very prominent fixture in this. There's just a hint of it. I feel like the nuttiness is a little more. The nuttiness is a little more in conjunction with that kind of like raisiny malt kind of going on. There's it tastes like there's almost like a dab of like a carbonation, a bit. Granted, you don't really see it, but it feels like you're getting. Maybe there's not any actually, but you just kind of get that that bit of almost like bubbles that kind of enhances that the malt. Which now that I'm getting more into it, it's got more of a. It does have kind of a subtle burnt dough. You know, almost like you burnt the outside, but the middle's still kind of doughy. It's got a bit of that going on. I actually would have guessed that the alcohol content would be a bit higher just by the taste, but you know, what is that? That doesn't mean anything. There's maybe a dab of just semi-wet oatmeal. You know, kind of like you steeped it in water just a little bit, so it's really still kind of holding on to all of the starch before you kind of boil it off, and all the starch kind of disappears out of the water. It has a bit of that. So I don't know if I'd necessarily call it a starchy beer, but there's definitely kind of that just barely wet oatmeal kind of thing going on. But, you know, it's not bad. You know, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's my favorite oatmeal stout. I got that kind of burnt raisiny thing. Tip of my tongue. It's there. It's going to be there until I eat something or drink something else. And then you get I guess, a bit of a light coffee grind and that wet, doughy kind of thing in the back, the rest of the tongue. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna recommend it on, you know, drinkability. I mean, on taste. I think the logo of the bird, the raven on here, it feels like it matches perfectly. Like, this seems kind of like the kind of beer you drink at night under a full moon as you're writing like cryptic poetry. Totally. I can see that absolutely for sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna recommend it on taste. Next category is value for price. Not sure. I was gifted a whole bunch of different beers, which is funny. My mom was always like, you better not drink, blah 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 blah. And then that's like all I get in Christmas nowadays. It's just beer, 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 beer. So I'm not fully sure what the cost is. I believe if you're in the distribution area, it's kind of I'm going off of from my memory. It's pretty similar to, you know, any basic micro. It's not crazy expensive. It's you know, whatever state you live in, if there's like a statewide brewery, that's what this costs. You know, there's nothing like, it's not crazy expensive. You don't see it and have like a heart attack. Like, I know I love Firestone Walker, but sometimes I see the beers and just like, what? That is expensive, especially for a beer that's like made 500 miles away. But I'm gonna have to give it a half because I'm not fully sure. So I don't want to like recommend it on value for price and be like, dude, you're a moron. It's like $37 for that one. and I don't want to, you know, I don't know. So I'm gonna give it a half, just kind of play it safe. But from what I remember, New Holland is not a substantially expensive beer. So, but check it out. All right, next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And you know, I think for an oatmeal stout, it has enough other things going on. It's just not oatmeal. It's not just like a regular stout with some oatmeal sprinkled into it. There's enough different things going on. Yeah, there's enough. I mean, I mean, you're not going to confuse it for anything else. It is very much oatmeal stout. But there's enough few things going on where you'll be like, okay, yeah, this isn't like just a, you know, copy and paste kind of oatmeal stout going on. There's enough uniqueness to it to be different. So I'm going to recommend it on distinction. Drinkability, it drinks pretty well. You know, what did I say? 5.8. Yeah, you know, it's not difficult to drink. If you are not a fan of malty beers, you might take a little longer drinking this. It does have that kind of like that the toasted, semi-burnt malty thing that kind of clings to the tip of your tongue when you're drinking it. So if you don't like that, it might be a little harder to drink. Or it might, you know, you might not be able to just plow through it. But I think for the most part, it's very drinkable. It's nice. It's something you can probably drink cold or close to temperature, or really whatever you feel like. So it's a nice. I don't know. You can drink it different occasions. Also under a full moon, writing cryptic poetry. So if you're into that. But so yes, I will recommend it on drinkability. And last category is what about again? And you know, I think I would. I really enjoy a nice stout. I'll always say in my top 5 beers, excuse me, the Young's Double Chocolate Stout Nitro can. It's gotta be the Nitro can, not the bottle. That one's in like my top 5 favorite beers. I absolutely love that one. I'm a big fan of just stouts in general. And you know, I like the variations. You know, the cream stouts, the you know, the oatmeal stouts, whatever. I'm a big fan of those kinds of beers. It's a nice shake-up for me from, you know, a lot of the other beers you kind of get at most breweries now, the IPAs and the sours and stuff like that. It's a nice break from those. So I enjoy it. I'm always looking for a nice, different stout to kind of rotate into the, or to bring into the rotation. And I wouldn't mind getting this again. I don't know if it'd be like an everyday player. It might be, you know, a utility beer where you bring it in on like twice a week to, you know, get the old veteran out for, you know, some R&R. But so yeah, I'm gonna recommend it on. I will get it again. So. Yeah, it is a solid beer. It's not like blowing me away, but it is a very well done, very good beer. So if you come across The Poet by New Holland Brewing, check it out. And yeah, that is my review of the Poet Oatmeal Stout. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. I will, if there is distribution outside of the state of Michigan, I will include it, the link in the section below. If you don't find it, it means you're probably only finding it in Michigan. Or the website needs to be seriously updated. But anyways, that is it. Hope you liked it. If there's any other stouts or any beers in particular you want me to look out for and try to do a review for, let me know and I will try to hunt it down. I like doing that. I like hunting for beer. But anyways, yeah, that is the review. And so for myself and for New Holland Brewing, The Poet, take it easy.